Hi there. I am so happy to see you here today for another important step in our journey. Learning a new language becomes much easier when we stop focusing on memorized lists and start talking about what really matters: our lives, our habits, and our dreams. Today, I want to invite you into my routine. I'm going to tell you exactly what my day looks like, from the very first quiet moments of the early morning to the peaceful hours of the late night. As I speak, you will notice how the words and actions connect in a very simple and natural way. It doesn't matter if you are just starting now or if you already understand a few things. The secret to fluency is constant contact with these sentences that describe who we are and what we do. So, make yourself at home, grab a cup of tea or your favorite notebook, and let's walk together through every moment of my day, starting with that first ray of golden sunshine coming through the bedroom window. It all starts with the sound of the alarm clock, that familiar beep that tells me a brand new day is here. I usually open my eyes, look at the ceiling for a moment, and realize the world is waiting for me. I say, I wake up at 7 a.m. This moment of waking up is the very first step, but I'll be honest with you. I don't always jump out of bed immediately like a robot. Sometimes I stay there for 5 or 10 minutes, just breathing, stretching my arms, and finding the courage and the energy to start the day. Only after a little while do I actually get up. It's a small distinction, but it's very useful for describing the beginning of our day. When my feet finally touch the cold floor, my first destination is always the same. I go to the bathroom, where I wash my face with very cold water to wake up my senses and my brain, and then I brush my teeth. It's a simple ritual, a quiet moment of care, but it makes me feel ready to face whatever challenges come my way today. Right after that, to make sure the sleep is gone for good, I get in the shower. I take a shower and feel the warm water giving me energy and clearing my mind from any dreams or worries. This time in the shower is my secret moment to organize my thoughts and plan my goals before any other obligations, messages, or emails begin to arrive. After being properly awake and clean, it's time to choose what to wear for the day ahead. Since my workplace is also my home, I always look for a balance between professional and comfortable. I say, I get dressed in my bedroom, choosing the clothes that will stay with me for the next few hours of work, creativity, and teaching. I put on a comfortable t-shirt and my favorite pair of jeans. While I get dressed, I like to think about how every small action of our day can be said in a natural and easy way. I comb my hair in front of the mirror, and I always give myself a smile, because the mood we start with in the morning sets the tone for everything we do later. It's a process of preparing not just physically, but mentally as well. I look in the mirror, check if everything is okay, see that I'm ready, and move on to the next stage, which is the heart of my home, the kitchen. Now we get to the part I like the most because, let's be honest, nothing in our brain works properly without good fuel and a little bit of joy. I go to the kitchen to prepare my breakfast. I make breakfast slowly and calmly, usually preparing some scrambled eggs, a piece of fresh toast, and maybe some fruit. In our community of Whiskers, we value these moments of self-care, and breakfast is at the very top of the list. To sound very natural when you speak, I like to say, I have breakfast around 8:30, and of course, the most sacred part of my morning, I drink coffee. That smell of fresh coffee fills the entire house and makes me feel like the day has truly started. While I enjoy my mug, I take the opportunity to read some news or plan what we are going to talk about here on the channel. I read the news on my phone, checking the weather and the headlines, and before sitting down to work, I don't forget my four-legged companion. I feed my dog and see his joy as he starts his day too. It's the sequence of small, simple, and repetitive tasks that brings me calm, balance, and total focus. When the clock marks the start of business hours, my mind flips a switch and it's time to be productive. I sit at my desk, adjust my chair, and I start work. My professional routine is intense but very rewarding because I love what I do. In the morning, the first thing I do is open my computer, look at the screen, and I check my emails. I answer your questions, organize my messages, and plan my priorities for the day. During this period, I also have meetings with my team to align our projects and brainstorm new ideas for our classes. I talk a lot, I discuss ideas, and I talk to my colleagues about how we can make your learning experience smoother, faster, and more enjoyable. In the middle of the morning, I always take a necessary break to stretch my legs and rest my mind. I take a break, drink a big glass of water, and give my eyes a rest away from the bright screens. When noon arrives, it's time to recharge my energy once again. I have lunch at noon, usually a light and healthy meal, so I don't feel tired or sleepy in the afternoon. This balance between deep focus and intentional rest is what allows me to keep creating quality content for you every single week. The afternoon is the most dynamic, busy, and creative period of my day. It flies by between preparing classes for you, recordings, and editing videos. This creative process requires a lot of attention to detail, and I love every second of it because I know it helps you move forward. I organize the materials, adjust the lights, and start recording the lessons, always thinking about how to make every explanation as clear, simple, and effective as possible. Afterward, I spend hours editing, cutting, and making sure the final content is perfect for your learning journey. I use my computer to add images, text, and sounds. I work hard during the afternoon. And when I finally look at the clock and see it's 5 o'clock, I know it's time to wrap things up and finish my professional tasks. I finish work and feel that wonderful satisfaction of having produced something valuable for the world. I turn off the equipment, close the laptop, and finish the professional journey of the day. It's a transition moment where I step away from the role of a teacher for a bit to focus on rest, my family, and my personal life. To relax after a long and productive day, I like to change the pace of my life completely. I step away from the computer and look for activities that calm my mind and my heart. Sometimes I go for a short walk. I go for a walk in the park near my house, just to observe the movement of the street, look at the trees, and breathe some different air. When I return home, it's time to prepare dinner. I cook dinner and enjoy the silence of the kitchen to reflect on the day's achievements and the small things I am grateful for. After eating, I like to have a moment of pure leisure, fun, and entertainment. I watch TV or choose a movie that I really like on a streaming service. It's my time to shut down the system, leave the worries behind, and just enjoy the comfort and the warmth of my home. Describing these final moments of the day is very important because it shows that our routine is not just made of obligations, work, and study, but also of well-deserved rest and simple, beautiful pleasures. Finally, when night truly falls and the house is quiet and dark, I begin the final preparations for sleep. I believe that a good night's rest is the greatest gift we can give to our bodies and our minds. I check if everything is in order for tomorrow, I set my alarm for the next morning, and put on my most comfortable pajamas. Before turning off the lights, I like to dedicate a few minutes to the habit of reading. I read a book while I'm already lying down, feeling my body relax completely under the blankets and the sheets. When sleep finally comes and my eyes feel heavy and tired, I turn off the lights and surrender to rest. I fall asleep knowing that tomorrow we will have another beautiful opportunity to learn, to improve, and to grow together as a community. It's a cycle that brings me peace and keeps me motivated to continue sharing knowledge with all of you every day. You know, my fellow Whiskers, we understand that a routine is not a prison, but a way to build our future. Every time I wake up and every time I sit down to work, I'm thinking about how we are all connected through this language. We share the same struggles, the same morning sleepiness, and the same joy when we finally understand a new word. This routine I just described is mine, but in many ways, it belongs to you too. We are doing this together. But now, I have a very special challenge for you, and I promise it is the most important part of this lesson. I want to hear your story. I want you to go to the comments right now and write down your own routine in English. Don't worry about being perfect, just use the verbs we learned today. Write about what time you wake up, what you have for breakfast, or what time you finish work. I'm asking you to do this because when you write about your own life, your brain creates a permanent connection with the English language. It stops being a lesson and starts being your life. I will be there in the comments reading everything, correcting where necessary, and celebrating your progress. Writing your routine is the final step to truly mastering these words. So, let's start a conversation. Tell me, what does your day look like? I can't wait to read your comments and get to know the Whiskers community even better. Thank you for spending your day with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon in the comments. Bye-bye.